prison before I lay in the box. Facing 40, he been praying a lot. We been purging any day they could drop. All that soap making it hot. Suppress the evidence, case finna drop. Good. Piranha swimming, sharks lurking in the deep end. They came through flying, back them down with their decent. Trying to sloppy flashbacks when they shot me. The family blaming the gang, no homies could view the body. VVS is blow it back on my appearance. Grandma said if you willing to die for it, why you wear it? Material things coming. Life is to be cherished.
Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that share button. And go ahead and hit that like button. Today we're going to be talking about how to stop being the fallback guy for these chicks. All right? Okay, how to stop being a fallback guy. You got to understand the fallback guy's mindset and how you got that mindset. The fallback guy is nothing but a beta male who's trying to be a hero because he was taught to be a hero. He was taught to be the best gentleman in the world. He was taught always look like the knight in shining armor. So he's always trying to rescue a woman, so he always looks like the hero. See, you have to understand about the beta male. And you have to understand how the beta male got his mindset. A lot of these beta males have been up under their mom, and they just been sitting back taking guidance. They don't know where they're going. They don't know where they want to be. But with them being next to their mother for so long, they start to pick up on her spirit. Because when it comes to a woman doesn't look at another woman logically. She always looks at her emotionally, which is why they don't like working for other women, because they don't like the mindset that a woman in power has. Because women work better when they're dealing with victimhood. When women are constantly together about victimhood, they work better than they do at jobs. And the reason is because they live life through emotion. They cater to pain. They cater to softness. A man doesn't realize that, is that a woman is always walking through life using her emotions for everything. She's never thinking logic. So when a woman sees another woman that may do something outrageous, she may sympathize with her like, all right, it's because it is why she did this. So she never looks at logically why the woman did it. She always looks at emotionally why the woman does it. And that causes her to always sympathize with another woman, which is why you'll see women that'll love each other when both of them can play victimhood, when both of them can sit around each other and talk about what a man has done to them, what life has done to them, and what they're really doing is giving themselves excuses for their downfalls. They're giving themselves excuses for their failures. They need someone to blame, which is why women sympathize with each other when it comes to victimhood. But when it comes to competition, when it comes to survival, a woman understands that women turn into the most evilest people in the world. And that victimhood go out the door when the competitive spirit's involved. But as long as it's victimhood, and as long as it's from emotional standpoint, women will always have a sisterhood over men. But they will only have the sisterhood over men during a victimhood situation, not during a confident situation. You put a room full of feminists together, they're going to argue with each other because all of them are know-it-alls. But you put one feminist in a room full of a whole bunch of victims, then she becomes the leader and she can inspire them to be tougher than what they are because of the victimhood through emotions. Now, when a beta male is next to a woman, he's around women all the time, and a woman is teaching him, he learns to adapt to a woman's emotions, not her logic. So himself, he starts sympathizing with women on her downfalls, the bad girls, the damaged ones. He's always finding a blame for it because he understands her victimhood. So he would instantly start blaming the other guy. Why? Because that's who she's going to complain to the beta male about. It's the other guy. When a beta male is used to being around females that are always complaining about men, they start to develop a dislike for men in general. They actually start taking on the mindset of a feminist woman, which you would see this in a lot of gay guys. You'll see them having the same mindsets because they developed the spirit. They've been around women long enough that they too starting to hate men for no apparent reason. But the beta male, once he gets to the point where he sympathizes with women on everything emotionally, and other guys are always seem like the bad guy, and he can always try to paint himself to look like a hero, then he's gonna always be a fallback guy. And the reason why he's gonna always be a fallback guy is because he wants to always save the day. He wants to always be the hero. He wants to always be the knight in shining armor. This is what keeps the beta syndrome going on is because he's under the impression that it's not women's fault the way they are. It's a man's fault. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be the best man that they tell me to be because I want to impress all the women. What he's not realizing is they're setting you up to enslave yourself to their emotions so they can get everything out of you. He doesn't see that. He doesn't understand the fact that the woman that told him, you're a real man if you marry this girl, but that girl has 3 kids by 3 different dudes. In his brain, you know what he says? I'm a good guy if I come in her life and take care of all these kids. Because women said a real man is a man who can take care of kids that are not his. He falls for that because a woman is talking to him from an emotional point of view. She's not talking to him from a logical point of view. She's not telling him, you have to have a lot of money to take care of 3 kids that ain't yours. You got to put up with this. She's just showing him, if I was in that position, I would want a guy to do that for me. So you're a good guy if you do that. So everything that women have told him he'll become a good guy doing, he goes his whole life always trying to be that good guy. And it creates and make him a fallback guy because he works better when women are in a victimhood mindset. The more trauma she's been through, the more damaged by other guys, the more broken she is, the more she runs right to that beta male. On her end, it's a fallback guy. It's somebody that's going to do this, she can take advantage of, she can have a little bit of sex with him, and he's going to fall for it. On his end, I'm a knight in shining armor. I look cool to everybody. I feel like a good man, and every guy that couldn't come in and help her out is a bad guy. Every guy that she dealt with is bad, but not me. I'm good. I'm going to show everybody that I can take care of all these kids by myself and not need any help, because every girl I've been around told me that's what a real man does. And that's where men go wrong at. This is what makes men fall back guys, because they're too busy trying to be a hero to women. But women telling him he's a hero if he do it, but psychologically he's a simp that they're going to keep using for everything else. This would be the same guy that always has to go to somebody's house and cut the grass. He'll be the guy that always has to do stuff for free. He'll be the guy that always does this. I told guys before, fallback guys, beta males, F boys, all of them are the same. You're always catering to look like a shining star to a woman that don't care about you. Because the more of a shining star you think you are, the more of a slave you are to her. How to prevent this? The only way you could truly prevent this, to be honest with you, you got to keep taking your red pill dosage every single day until you wake up out of it. There's no set strategy. Now that you know what made you into that simp, now you know what made you into this guy. Now it's just a matter of you practicing discipline with yourself not to fall for it again. And the only way that you can do that is by continuously taking red pill knowledge. and understanding the faults of what others going to do. A lot of this knowledge that you guys are learning, you're not gonna really learn it until you see somebody else go through it. Until you're the guy that comes and warns someone and then you watch it happen to them, that's when your red pill knowledge is gonna stick. It does not stick. Knowledge does not stick until you have to use it. I could teach somebody right now Spanish. If they go the next 4 years not speaking to a Spanish person at all, they're gonna forget how to speak Spanish. It's the same thing with a lot of stuff in high school. You don't remember that because you haven't been using it. It's the same thing with red pill knowledge. You got to continue to use it. You got to continue to take it so it's never rusty to you, and then you will never be the fallback guy. That's the only answer to being a fallback guy. But first, in order for you to understand how to fix your problem, you must know how it got there. And that's what I explained today. This is Anthony Spade. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Comment, like. Hasta la vista.